could have my Gucci on, I could wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with nothing on, I made you look, I made you look. I'll make you double take soon as I walk away. Call up your chiropractor just in case your neck breaks. Whoa, tell me what you gonna do? Ooh, oh. When I do my walk, I can guarantee you trouble drop. They don't make a lot of what I got. Ladies, if you feel me, this your pop. I could have my Gucci on, I could wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with nothing on, I made you look, I made you look. Yeah, I look good in my Versace dress. Take it off, but I'm hotter when my morning gets a mess. 'Cause even with a hoodie on, I made you look, I made you look. When I do my walk, I can guarantee you trouble drop. They don't make a lot of what I got. Ladies, if you feel me, this your pop. I could have my Gucci on, I could wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with nothing on, I made you look, I made you look.
Hello, everyone. We're so excited to be here. I'm Sierra.
I'm Kenna.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're OK3. And we're going to sing some songs for you guys. If you know them, sing along, dance with us.
That
We're gonna
first
have a good
song that
time.
you, oh, I'm sorry, Sierra. That first song that you guys just heard as well. If you guys may have known or have followed us or anything like that, like Sierra said, our name is OK3. And that first song was actually our blind audition of season 25 of The Voice that we had very, very thankful to have that experience for. So, if you haven't followed our journey or anything, you can follow us at official OK3. But like Sierra said, we're going to sing for you guys while you guys kind of make your way to your seats and everything.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister. Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister. Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister. There comes a line down on old Moulin Rouge, strutting herself on the street. She said, hello, hey, Joe, you wanna give it a go? Gitchy, I got da. Gitchy, I got here. Mocha chocolate, Creole lady, mom, the line. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? He sat in a boot while she freshened up. Boy, drank all of that magnolia wine on a black satin sheet. His waist started to freak. Yeah, gitchy, I got da. Gitchy, I got here. Mocha chocolate, Creole lady, mama line. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Mama line. Mama line. Mama line. Hey. Touch of the skin, feeling silky smooth. Color of cafe coucher avec moi ce soir? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Oh my sisters, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Little Christmas song for
We
you.
have to, right?
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe on where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Gotta
Merry
do one of our
Christmas,
favorite
everyone.
Christmas songs, right?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I don't know about you guys, but we'll get back to some of our either, some throwbacks, some of our favorite types of covers.
We
all
got
that.
it all.
We got it
We have
all.
a variety today.
Slow it down a little bit with this next one.
Don't care if it's Chinatown or on Riverside. I don't have any reason. I left them all behind. I'm in a New York state of mind. I'm just taking a Greyhound on the Hudson River line. 'Cause I'm in a New York state of mind. State of
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For those of you just joining us, we'll just go ahead and introduce ourselves again. We're a pop trio from Oklahoma City. I'm Sierra.
I'm Kenna.
And I'm Courtney.
and we're OK3. And we're so excited to be singing for you guys here today. I don't know what's next, but here we go. You should all know this.
One of our favorites.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. Then I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lie. I should have made you the key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Hey. You took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying hard to mend the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent on so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high and you see me, somebody new. I'm not that chained up little person still loving you. And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free. Well, now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? Crumble. Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Oh, walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Was you the one who tried to break me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, now I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. I will survive.
always a fun one. You think it gets people up and dancing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you guys feel free to jump up. And we're having a good morning, aren't we? We're having a good morning hanging out here. So if you guys are feeling it, feel free to jump up, sing along,
up and
dance
with us.
Yeah, why not? It's Friday, everybody. It's Friday. Yeah, there we go. I heard some people ready for the weekend back there. Yeah.
This is actually our Christmas original. It's called Let's Make Christmas Last.
I can feel it in the air, joy shining everywhere. It only happens once a year, but why not more? Hope is spreading all around. Nights shimmer up to the clouds, snow falling on the ground, snuggled up by the fire. Seasons change and so do we. Why not keep what this time brings? Spread the love, joy, hope, and peace. Why can't Christmas cheer last all year? We can take down all the lights, but keep the spirit here, spreading into the new year. Spreading into the new year. Tell me, why should this all end after the 25th? Keep the smiles and the giving as the seasons switch. So come on and hold me fast as the snowflakes flurry past. Let's make Christmas last. Mistletoe hung for all to see, but your candy cane kisses a year out for me. Don't really care what the new year brings, long as you're coming with me. So bring the cookies, the cocoa, the carols and more. We'll play some Christmas records, wrapping gifts on the floor. Oh, the nicest will be on and no need to check it twice, 'cause you know that we've been just as sweet as cinnamon spice. Seasons change and so do we, but why not keep what this time brings? Spread the love, joy, hope, and peace. Why can't Christmas cheer last all year? We can take down all the lights, but keep the spirit here, spreading into the new year. Spreading into the new year. Tell me, why should this all end after the 25th? Keep the smiles and the giving as the seasons switch. So come on and hold me fast as the snowflakes flurry past. Let's make Christmas last. We don't need gifts or lights or snow to make this love last all year long. It's give, not take, it's joy, it's faith. It's Christmas time, for goodness sake. Why can't Christmas tree last all year? We can take down all the lights, but keep the spirit here, spreading into the new year. Spreading into the new year. Tell me, why should this all end after the 25th? Keep the smiles and the giving as the seasons switch. So come on and hold me fast as the snowflakes flurry past. Let's make Christmas last. Let's make Christmas last. Let's make Christmas last. Let's make Christmas last.
You guys can actually stream that on
you
all
guys.
streaming platforms. It's called Let's Make Christmas Last. And again, we're OK3.
Yeah. That one's always a fun one, I feel like, to perform, because obviously one, like Sierra mentioned, it's an original of ours. And we wrote it, was it 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago at this point. And so we love getting to perform.
And we love Christmas.
We love Christmas. If you can't tell, black, white, sparkles,
Yes.
burgundy, red. I mean, what's there not to love about Christmas?
My hair's actually never been red. I dyed it for Christmas.
She's joking.
Ladies and gentlemen, as OK3 prepares to perform their last song of the day, please silence your cell phones and let's welcome once again for their final song, OK3.
into my heart. You send my soul sky high when your loving starts. Into my brain, it goes a bang, bang, bang till my feet do the same. Something's bugging me, something ain't right. Best friend told me what you did last night. Let me sleep in my bed. I was dreaming, but I should have been with you instead. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. I don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Wake me up before you go. 'Cause I'm not planning on going solo. Wake me up before you go. Take me dancing tonight. Yeah. I wanna hit that high. Sunshine brighter than Doris Day. You turn the blues into a flame. My peace for a minute never been the same. 'Cause you're my baby, I'm your fool. You make me crazy when you act so cool. So come on, baby, let's not fight. We'll go dancing, everything will be alright. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go. I don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Wake me up before you go. 'Cause I'm not planning on going solo. Wake me up before you go. Take me dancing tonight. Yeah. I wanna hit that high. Yeah. And we hope you guys like the 80s, because this is a small little 80s medley we put together. Hope you like it. When the night falls somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance, dance. Don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance. Don't you wanna dance? Don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance. Oh, with somebody who loves me.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Mitchell. I am the voice of the Flying Circus and your dedicated announcer for the 2025 Oklahoma Women in Aviation and Aerospace Day. We're thrilled to gather in this impressive 70,000 square foot, 3-bay 737 hangar made possible by collaborative efforts of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust, J.E. Dunn and AAR. Welcome to hangar number 4. Where 200 new aviation jobs are being created for our community. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please silence your cell phones and focus on the center stage as our inspiring program is about to begin. And now, welcome to the stage, Don M.K. Zoldi, Colonel, United States Air Force, retired. Colonel Zoldi is a highly accomplished attorney with 28 years of active duty military and federal service in the United States Air Force. As a former Part 107 certified drone pilot, she is an expert in unmanned aircraft systems, law, and policy, serving as a chief executive officer and founder of P3 Tech Consulting, publisher of Autonomy Global. Her insights have been featured in prominent media outlets such as Fox News, CNN, Forbes, and Newsweek. Zoldi's podcast, Dawn of Autonomy, has been recognized as one of the top 7 drone podcasts of 2024 and won Best Drone Podcast of the Year in 23. She's received accolades such as the 2025 CEO of the Year and CEO Monthly and Tech Advocacy Champion of the Year. She's also listed among the top women in aerospace and aviation on LinkedIn. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Dawn Zoldi!
Thank you so much. So great to be here. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the 9th Annual Women in Aerospace and Aviation Day here in Oklahoma. Let's give a huge round of applause to those amazing singers. Were they great or what? And for the students that were in here, we had an amazing student experience just earlier today, so all really, really great stuff. So, I think we have a dialogue happening now.
There we go. Sorry about that, Colonel. My microphone was turned down. We do have a couple of questions for you to get things kicked off. As a lawyer who spent a career in and around aviation and aerospace, what does it mean to you that the Oklahoma legislature actually passed a law in Oklahoma statute to formally establish Women in Aviation and Aerospace Day?
So I have to say, and really foot stomp, how important it is that there is a law in Oklahoma. There is a statute that establishes this day. It is so important because it didn't just establish this event, it actually established a legacy. The fact that you are all here today, right there, shows it. And what it also shows is that Oklahoma cares about aerospace and aviation and fostering that next generation. Men, women, everybody. We all belong here.
Absolutely. Today's about celebrating women who are shaping flight and space and autonomy. From your perspective, why is it so important that we pause and specifically celebrate the accomplishments of women in aviation and aerospace?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's important. First of all, how many people here have ever seen the movie Hidden Figures? Lots of hands. Amazing movie, right? Perfect example of how so many people toil behind the scenes and are actually not seen. And what this event does is actually gives visibility to people that deserve it. And that's why this is so important. Not only that, but it inspires the next generation.
So you've also been very vocal about diversity, equity, and inclusion in this industry. But you have your own spin on what DEI stands for. How do you explain it, Colonel?
I do. So DEI is interesting to me because everybody that I know that's risen up in any industry, whether it's in the Air Force as part of my career, whether it's in technology, which is where I kind of live today, or media, DEI means definitely earned it. Because, I say this because the people that I've seen that have risen up worked really hard to get where they were, and sometimes they had to work harder than the person next to them just to get the same exact level of approval. And I'll give you an example. This is true story, true story. So I worked with a 2-star general, and his name was Charlie. Some of you might know him, not gonna give his last name. But he always surrounded himself with women. And it kind of became a running joke. People called them Charlie's Angels. And, you know, I asked him one day, why do you surround yourself with women like that? You know, people call them Charlie's Angels. And he said, you know why? Because women work harder and sometimes they do a better job. He's like, that's why I surround myself with women. So there you go, Charlie's Angels.
That's very powerful. So what message would you like to send to the young women and frankly everyone in this hangar today?
Absolutely. So first of all, the fact that there's a statute, I mean, as a lawyer, I nerd out about this stuff. This is so hugely important. This means it's permanent. This means that you are important, and I love that. And the second thing is, and I talked about this earlier, you can do anything. So whatever you put your mind to, do you want to be an astronaut? Do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to go into the Navy? Do you want to be in the Air Force? Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. And this day right here, this luncheon, should inspire you to know that that is true.
Absolutely. And you've built a remarkable legacy for yourself as the lead at P3 Tech Consulting and its media arm, Autonomy Global, which now publishes and broadcasts autonomy and aviation content around the world. But that journey really shifted in 2019. Can you share what the turning point was with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2019, I was actually working for the Air Force General Counsel's office, and at the time, there was a group called Women and Drones. And they actually gave me a leadership award. It was a civilian group. I didn't really know them very well, but they gave me an award for leadership in 2019. And that got me to my very first drone conference. It was in Las Vegas. And I'll tell you what, it changed my life dramatically. I mean, I had been in the military for 25 years on active duty. I had been Associate General Counsel for 2 years, very comfortable in my Air Force world. I also was the Deputy Director of the Air Force Academy Center for Character and Leadership. So this award, when people started coming up to me and saying, hey, we want to work with you, have you ever considered that? That was a first for me. And I had already been writing and I had already been speaking. And it really just kind of opened this door for me. And ultimately, that's what I chose to do. I created my company, P3 Tech Consulting. Never in a million years did I think I would be an entrepreneur. And now I'm a publisher of Autonomy Global. So I give a lot of credit to that award. And the reason why I share that story with you is because this kind of recognition that you're going to see here today, the kind of recognition that I received from Women in Drones, can absolutely be life-changing. And I believe that what you're going to see here today can change some lives, and I hope you agree.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Colonel Don Zoldi. Colonel, thank you for your service, your leadership, and your voice in this industry. Thank you for celebrating Oklahoma Women in Aviation and Aerospace Day with us.
Of course. You know what? It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to talk about me for a minute. But let's get to the really important stuff. Let's talk about today, and let's kick it off. So first of all, I want to thank the entire Oklahoma team for putting on this event. So let's give them a round of applause. We have an absolutely amazing show planned for you today, and let's kick it off with a warm welcome to the stage, the Executive Director of the Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics, Grayson Arties. Grayson coming up. There he comes.
Grayson Arties is the Executive Director of the Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics, whose mission is to promote aviation and aerospace, which includes fostering the growth of the aerospace industry and ensuring the needs of the commerce and communities across Oklahoma are met at the state's air transportation system. Arties leads the department that has been promoting the aerospace industry for nearly 80 years on behalf of the state of Oklahoma, influencing one of the state's largest industries and top employers, while encouraging public and private partnerships to advance the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Director Grayson Arties.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Alan, for those wonderful introductory remarks. I'd be remiss if I didn't welcome you to the 9th annual Oklahoma Women in Aviation Day, safest Women in Aviation Day ever. And they asked me, and they said, "Hey, can you do the flight attendant skit to show everybody where the exits are?" And I had this whole Tommy Boy thing working out in my head, and then Sandra said, "No, please don't do that. Please don't do that." So, but in all seriousness, we've got 5 exits here today in case we do have to make an evacuation. So, over here to my left, we're going to go clockwise. We got 2 exits on this wall over here. One in the corner, and one right here just back behind the bathrooms. We've got 1 exit right here back behind the curtains where the food's being served. We've got 1 more exit right here behind this screen where most of you all walked in today. And then we've got 1 more exit through the student experience, this corner right over here. And so those 5 exits, there'll be professionals at each one of those exits. If we do have to make an evacuation, they will be there to guide you out. So let's get to the root cause of why we are here today. Women in Aviation Aerospace Day. It's our state's 2nd largest industry. The department has a new economic impact study that is currently ongoing. We're going to release that in 2026. We'll see how far we've come from $44 billion a year, 1,100 companies, 120,000 direct jobs when that was measured in 2017. We're going to see how the legislature's investments in this industry have been successful. And that's 2 things. I have to give 3, actually, we have to do 3 thank yous. First and foremost, the cutest girl in aviation today and the most beautiful woman in aviation today, my daughter Eleanor and my wife Kelsey right here. She's 3 years old. I have been a bad dad. I've not gotten her up in a general aviation airplane yet. I have struggled a little bit on that, but we're going to do it. The second one is the team at Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics and Oklahoma Space Industry Development Authority and all the volunteers that went into making this great event. Let's put our hands together for those folks. Thank you to my team. Thank you to the folks that volunteered to help put this together. This is not an easy event, as you all might imagine. And lastly, but certainly not least, I want to say thank you to our legislators, our state elected officials, for believing in the Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics, for believing in aviation, aerospace, and space. You guys have truly changed the landscape for what this industry means and what the potential of it can be for our state of Oklahoma and ensuring economic prosperity for all of our citizens. And I can promise you when we're doing one of these events in 5, 10 years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to say, this was the moment. These events were the moment that spurred the workforce into supporting this great industry, making people more aware of the careers. We have 500 students intermingled throughout this great event today. And I can promise you that those kids are getting inspired, and I hope if just a handful of them will choose a career in aviation aerospace. So, professionals in the room, aviation aerospace professionals in the room, you have 1 homework today. Students, we're not giving you homework, I can promise you that. Talk to your teachers, they may give you some. The homework for the aviation professionals is what I tell you every single year. Go talk to a young person today. Go tell them about your story. Go offer to help them and guide them into the aviation aerospace industry. Do that one thing, and I can promise you that we'll be successful as a state, and this will become our #1 industry. Thank you very much, and let's have a great event.
Thank you, Grayson. Thank you. We're going to have the color guard here in a second, but before we do that, I'd be remiss if I didn't say something. This stage, do you guys know what this is? It's a helipad. It's a vertiport. It's portable, and it's made by the Cherokee Nation. So let's give them a hand, because this right here is amazing. I work with a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of technology, and this is the first time I've seen something this really cool that you could fold up and take out of here. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started with our formal program, the color guard. So we are very fortunate to have with us, this is very specific, I got to get this right, the Putnam City West Army Junior ROTC color guard. So let's go ahead and remain standing. We're going to go ahead and rise for the posting of the colors. Here they come.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you. Please remain standing as we welcome Chaplain Captain John Elliott to do the invocation today.
Chaplain John Elliott is a member of the United States Army Reserves and the lead pastor at Christ's Legacy Church.
I'd like to invite you to bow your heads as we pray. We are grateful to gather today, dear Heavenly Father, in celebration of the women whose vision, skill, and determination have lifted the field of aviation and aerospace to new heights. As we reflect on a century of progress here in Oklahoma, we honor the legacy of pioneers like Amelia Earhart and Pearl Carter Scott, whose courage continues to inspire every generation that follows. Dear Lord, we thank you for those who lead us today, for our state leadership, for Amelia Rose Earhart as she shares her insight and experience, and for Colonel Dawn Zoldi as she guides this gathering with wisdom and grace. Bless each honoree, every student present, and all who are shaping the future of flight in our state. We also give thanks, dear Lord, for the many hands and institutions that help sustain and advance Oklahoma's aviation community. Individuals, educators, engineers, technicians, public servants, and industry leaders who devote themselves to innovation, safety, and opportunity. May their collaboration strengthen the future of aerospace in our state and beyond. Dear Heavenly Father, as we meet in this beautiful new space, grant us a spirit of unity, curiosity, and purpose. Protect those who fly, those who maintain, those who design, and those who teach. And dear Lord, I pray that we would be inspired by all who dream for the skies and guide us to continue the work that has been begun by the trailblazers who came before us. And dear Lord, I pray that as we gather here, that you would bless our conversations that we share and the meal prepared for us. In your holy name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chaplain. That was beautiful. Thank you. You all may be seated. And it's my privilege to now welcome to the stage Oklahoma's Lieutenant Governor, Matt Pinnell.
Matt Pinnell was elected the 17th Lieutenant Governor of Oklahoma and is president of the Oklahoma State Senate and serves on multiple constitutional boards and commissions, including serving as chairman of the Oklahoma Tourism Commission and Route 66 Centennial Commission. He is focused as Lieutenant Governor agenda focused on workforce and economic development issues. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell.
Thank you all so much. Hey, can we have a round of applause for this MC? I don't know where he is. Oh, right over here. Round of applause right here. The best hype man in the business. Fantastic. Well, welcome to Women in Aviation Day, one of my favorite days of the year. And a round of applause once again for the amazing staff who puts all of this on. It wasn't me. Round of applause, please. As your Lieutenant Governor, it gets myself very fired up to every time I have the opportunity to talk about aviation and aerospace in Oklahoma. Because as Grayson said, it is the second largest industry in the state of Oklahoma, and I believe will be the number one industry in the state of Oklahoma very soon, which helps us do what? Diversify our economy. Since statehood in Oklahoma, we've been trying to diversify our economy. We have an amazing oil and gas industry in the state, and we will continue to have an amazing oil and gas industry in the state of Oklahoma. But that oil and gas industry needs a more diversified economy, so not all the pressure is on one industry. Our legislators certainly understand this. Aerospace helps us get there. And as someone who is raising 2 daughters in the state of Oklahoma, women are going to lead the way. Let's please clap for that. Yes. Yes, raising 2 daughters in the state of Oklahoma. One of them attends the University of Oklahoma. Yes, okay, you can say it. Boomer Sooner, yeah. Go Pokes.
Boomer.
You can say that too, okay. That's right. I went to ORU, okay, so I love both. But I got to say this, she's going to kill me for saying this, but my daughter recently told me that she's dating a boy at the University of Oklahoma, and I started asking some questions about this boy, and I found out some disturbing news, that this boy happens to be from the state of Texas. There was a couple cheers and boos throughout. Welcome to Oklahoma. But you know what? If this was 20 years ago, I would be a little bit more disturbed by that news that my precious daughter was dating a boy from the state of Texas. But not today, ladies and gentlemen. Not today, because over 65% of kids that graduate from our colleges stay in the state of Oklahoma because of the job environment that we have here. And it's going to be led by aerospace and innovation. So again, yes, I'm going to have a very serious conversation with this boy over the Christmas break, I assure you. But I'm very confident because of the environment that we've created here. It's only a half joke because of the environment that we have created here and the jobs that we've created here, and because we've diversified this economy, we got a whole lot more of the next generation staying in the state of Oklahoma. And we hope it's going to be led by women. The more diversity, the better for this state. When women lead, the state of Oklahoma can absolutely soar. So on behalf of the state of Oklahoma, I want to say thank you for those that put this on. Thank you for opening our eyes to again, the industry that is going to lead us into the future as a state. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the free state of Oklahoma. Thank you all so much. And now, it is my honor to introduce up to the stage one of our state senators that has absolutely led the way more than anybody else in our state, Paul Racino, when it comes to aerospace and defense industry growth in the state of Oklahoma. Paul Racino.
Senator Paul Racino has served the United States Navy for 25 years, eventually attaining the rank of Master Chief Petty Officer. He went on to serve as Strategic Communications Wing 1 at Tinker Air Force Base for over 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Paul Racino.
Thank you, everyone. What a great housewarming gift it is to be sitting in this brand new hangar. It's state-of-the-art, moving Oklahoma forward in aerospace and aviation like we're not seeing in a very long time. It is great, and you're also in my Senate district, so I appreciate y'all being here. So let me just say this. Several years ago when I was running for office, one of the first things that I talked about having an aviation background is why are we not talking about aviation and aerospace more in the state of Oklahoma? And we weren't. And when I got to the legislature, I found a friend who was an Air Force guy. And we said, hey, let's try to push this forward. And then I met somebody named Sandra Shelton. If you don't know who Sandra is, I'm going to call her up here. Sandra, come on up here for a second. If you don't know who Sandra Shelton is, she works for the Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics. But at the time it was the Aeronautics Commission. There was only about 5 or 6 people working there, and she had this vision of having Women in Aviation Day. It started out very small. As a matter of fact, I was just reaching out to my Mustang superintendent. On the very first one, they brought 3 students. Now they've got 30. That's what's happening in the state of Oklahoma in Women in Aviation Day. Sandra, thank you for your vision. Thank you for everything you do for the state of Oklahoma. We love having you. And I will tell you, if she puts her hooks into you, you will not get a break. So those of you who don't know that. So anyway, Sandra, great job. Congratulations. You know we love you. So I just want to piggyback a little bit on what Governor Pinnell just mentioned. Aerospace and aviation is considered number 2 by an impact study that was done over 10 years ago. That's going to change. And the goal that I had when I first got elected was to make aerospace and aviation number 1 in the state of Oklahoma. Number 1. We have to do it. It needs to be done. You can see everything that's going on in the country when we're talking about space and we're talking about drones and we're talking about aircraft, all the technologies. Oklahoma can lead the way, and we absolutely should. And we only get to do that when you look at all these students. So if you're a student, can you please stand up? If you're a student here in the state of Oklahoma, stand up. How about that? These kids are going to be the future of the state of Oklahoma. They're the next leaders. They are the people going to make this happen. And thank you all for having interest in aerospace and aviation. Thank you all. Sandra, citations. You ready?
Gotcha, sir. Okay. I didn't hear about citations. Thank you so much, Senator and Lieutenant Governor. Next, we're going to welcome from AAR, Tom Heffer. Is Tom in the house? Here he comes.
Tom Hoferer is Senior Vice President, Repair and Engineering at AAR, a leading aviation service provider to commercial and government customers worldwide. Hofer leads AAR's maintenance, repair, and overhaul MRO services and mobility systems operations. He is recognized for strengths in performance management, strategic planning, and building teams that exceed expectations and deliver results. Prior to joining AAR, Hofer spent more than 30 years at GE Aerospace, where he held various leadership positions, including President of Unison Industries. Throughout his career, Hofer has focused on supply chain operations, customer support, international partnerships, sales, and aftermarket services. He also retired from the United States Air Force and the Ohio Air National Guard as a Chief Master Sergeant.
Thank you, Senator Racino. So I had a 10-minute speech prepared, so I didn't realize I was going to be on this heliport. So you'll be thankful. I also heard my dad in the back of my head saying, be sincere, be brief, and get off the stage. So that's what I'm going to do. So, look, first of all, welcome to our hangar. We're so excited to be hosting this event today. It's not actually open for business, if you will, till roughly March 1st, maybe a little sooner. But we were so excited about today, we decided to go along with Sandra's request and open it up early for today for this awesome celebration. So thank you all for coming, and seeing our hangar for the first time, and some of us seeing it for the first time. So why are we here? There are 4 factors, if you will, or ingredients that go into a decision of when we expand our business. Number 1, government support. Number 2, support of the local airport. Number 3, labor availability, workforce development. And number 4, customer engagement for the expansion. So government support. Senator Racino has been instrumental, along with others, Lieutenant Governor Pinnell at our table today, countless others that have made this expansion possible. So thank you for your support at the legislative level. Airport, Jeff Mulder, thank you, sir. I don't know where you are, but I will tell you, in our group, we have 7 other facilities where we do airframe maintenance, repair, and overhaul. There is no better airport to work with than Oklahoma City Airport. So I keep scanning for Jeff. I have no idea where he is, so thank you, Jeff. Labor workforce development. You just saw how many people stood up student-wise. The workforce development programs that we partner with here with City of Oklahoma is Oklahoma City is just amazing, and it keeps a regular pipeline going for our team here so that Levi Lentz and the workforce can continue to do just an amazing job. And then finally, from a customer standpoint, Alaska Airlines has been our customer for over 25 years, and they have immediately and willingly and anxiously are committed to filling up this hangar. And I can tell you without an exaggeration that if it was open tomorrow, there'd probably be a plane coming here. That's how excited they are. So their excitement matches ours. Can't wait to get this baby open and repair an aircraft. So thank you again for coming today. Thank you for putting on this event, and happy holidays to everybody. Thanks.
All right, thank you, sir. And next, we're going to call to the stage J.E. Dunn. See him? Right here. Making his way. All right, the camera's over there. This vertiport is very sturdy. We can have a lot of people. All right, very good. Thank you. Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On behalf of J.E. Dunn Construction, I'd like to say thank you for attending the Women in Aviation event today. It's been our true honor to be able to deliver this facility for AAA, for AAR, the airport, and for the state of Oklahoma. I want to echo what everyone ahead of me has said, that the importance of women in our industry, whether it be in aviation or construction, delivering aviation projects, is really paramount, and we are very humbled to have the opportunity to do this. I echo what the gentleman from AAR said, that there really is no better airport partner that we have worked with than the OCAT team, and what the ODAA does day in and day out to bring aerospace and aviation work to the state of Oklahoma is truly amazing. So thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, next we are welcoming to the stage Dr. Travis Hurst from Rose State College.
Dr. Travis Hurst is the 8th president of Rose State College. Prior to his posting, Hurst served as provost and vice president of academic affairs at Rose State. Hurst leads the college's largest division, which includes 5 academic divisions, more than 350 faculty and staff, and over half of the college's operating budget. Since joining Rose State in 2013 as academic technology coordinator, he has advanced through key leadership positions, including Dean of E-Learning and Academic Outreach, Associate Vice President. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Travis Hurst.
Good afternoon, industry partners and students. Earlier today, our students heard about how aviation careers begin, from your first ground school credits to hands-on experiences. And now I want to talk about what comes next. the future you build together in Oklahoma's aviation and aerospace community. For students, your path is clear. Through AOPA courses, you can earn college credit in private pilot ground school, aviation history, and flight safety while still in high school. Those credits stack directly into programs at Rose State College that help you maintain forward momentum in your future aviation and aerospace careers. We're also launching a new program that trains flight simulation technology professionals. This is a high-demand specialty that keeps pilots ready and operations safe. As we build this program, we're developing registered apprenticeship pathways with employer partners so you can learn on the job, earn a wage, and step into strong careers. For industry, you are the bridge from classroom to cockpit, shop floor, or control room. Your mentorship, job shadows, and first jobs turn curiosity into capability. Today, you have hundreds of motivated students right here in this room. Meet them, invite them to your facilities, and let them see the standards and teamwork that define your organizations. Here are a few practical next steps. Students, talk with our team about concurrent enrollment, campus visits, and program advisement. Sign up for information sessions on simulation technology and explore scholarships and financial aid opportunities. Industry partners, commit to host a tour this semester. Offer a guest talk at a high school, or I'm inviting you right now to come and speak on the campus of Rose State College. And post internship opportunities aligned to the AOPA skills that these students are learning. Together, we are building a workforce pipeline that keeps Oklahoma's aviation sector strong. With Rose State College, ODAA, and partners across the state pulling in the same direction, the runway is long and clear. Your future in aviation is real, it is local, and it is within reach. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Please welcome to the stage our keynote speaker. With the odds stacked against her, Amelia not only trained to become a pilot, but to become the type of pilot to choose to honor the person she was named after. Amelia Mary Earhart, by piloting a single-engine airplane, a Pilatus PC-12, 28,000 nautical miles around the globe. To accomplish this, Amelia developed a flight plan all her own. While reporting full-time on air, TV helicopter reporter completed private, instrument, and commercial pilot training, crafted an entrepreneurial and strategic business plan to design, fund, and market her around-the-world attempts, raised close to $2 million in partnerships with 28 corporations, founded and ran the Fly with Amelia Foundation, sent numerous teenage girls to flight school, and more. Today, Amelia Rose Earhart is a full-time speaker, podcast host, and artist living in Denver, Colorado, who incorporates her lessons from her 2014 global flight into every aspect of her professional and personal life. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Amelia Rose Earhart!
Reach for the sky! Wow, Blue Skies, Oklahoma Women in Aviation and Aerospace Day. What an honor to be standing here on this heliport in the middle of a beautiful, brand new hangar. The honor is all mine because I know in this room the name Amelia Earhart means quite a bit. Am I right? Let me ask you a question. If your parents decided to name you Amelia Earhart, would you learn to fly? In this room, we better get a yes, right? Well, that is the very question that I was given because my parents, Debbie and Glenn Earhart, with the same last name spelled E-A-R-H-A-R-T, they decided to name me Amelia. So let's take a look at this flight around the world here because having this big name and this image here that you see on our map, this 28,000-mile flight around the world in a single-engine Pilatus PC-12NG was inspired by Amelia Earhart, who in the 1930s was the biggest celebrity of her time. In fact, Amelia's mission to fly around the globe, while unfortunately ended in her disappearance, was preceded by so many incredible accomplishments as Amelia was taking to the skies in every aircraft she could get her hands on. She was also working as a social worker, a fashion designer, luggage designer, all these different aspects of being a well-rounded woman in aviation. And so the legacy that she leaves, one of a global flight around the world and that attempt disappearing somewhere over the South Pacific, is something that has really stuck with me through the years, not only as an eventual goal to complete, but now as this symbolic metaphor for life. Because in order to complete something really complex like a flight around the world, you absolutely must show up as pilot in command. Now, for the youngsters in the room, I want this pilot in command metaphor to really stick with you here today, because when you act as pilot in command, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're even a pilot yet. A pilot in command attitude, though, is one that allows you to walk into a room with a strong sense of agency and purpose, knowing where you want to fly, how you want to do it, and how you want to keep your hands on those controls. So being pilot in command is one thing, but you know what a lot of pilot in commands pretty much always experience when things get tough out there in the skies is a bit of turbulence. Raise your hand if you have gone through actual turbulence in an airplane before as pilot in command. All the hands should be up here, right? Turbulence is just a part of taking flight. In fact, I believe that the only plane that never experiences turbulence is the one that stays locked up in a big, beautiful hangar like we are here in today with AAR. Now, when the plane is in the hangar, it's not going to experience turbulence because it is not in flight. So that big difference maker is getting comfortable with life's turbulence, both in the plane, but also here on the ground as well. And that's become a major theme for me. Now, let's take it back here to Amelia's life and legacy. In the 1930s, everyone wanted to know where Amelia was going, who she was hanging out with, what she was wearing, what she was doing, what project, what airplane. And the legacy that she left, of course, is one of tenacity. Imagine that if something that you in this room decided to do was so impactful that 88 years later, people would still be celebrating your name. Can you imagine? And Amelia's route, of course, wasn't perfect. She had turbulence, she had challenges, and still to this day, we are asking the question of where is Amelia Earhart? I believe we'll figure that out someday. So when we go from 1937 and her disappearance, right up to 1983 when this little Amelia comes along, my parents, Debbie and Glenn, said, okay, we've got the same last name, and our family has always been told that we share a distant common ancestry with the first Amelia. So my mom said, Glenn, we got to name this baby girl Amelia Earhart. And my dad looked back and said, whoa, Debbie, that's absolutely nuts. We can't give a kid like this a name like that. What if she wants to grow up and become a pilot someday? And my mom said, what's wrong with that? And then my dad said, well, what if she feels so pushed by this name that she has to, I don't know, fly around the world? And my mom said, even better. And it was from that very young age, in those cute little overalls right there in the middle. At that point in my life, almost every adult would get right down at my level and they'd go, you better be a pilot someday, and you better fly around the world too. No pressure, right? So I grew up asking my mom and dad, by the way, that upper right-hand picture there, that one-room building attached to a travel trailer, that's the house that I grew up in. My dad built that with his own two hands. So when I showed up and said, hey, where's that secret pile of cash waiting around for me to start taking these flight lessons with this big name, right? Mom and Dad said, oh, honey, that's on you. You better get a couple part-time jobs. So I did. I worked every job I could find: restaurants, golf courses, snowboard shops, mowing the grass, working the pro shop, anything I could do, because I knew that I needed to save to get up into the skies, like so many of you in this room have done, saved up for that first flight lesson. And that couple $100 was the best money that I ever spent, because that separation from the earth as I entered into ground effect and then peeled up into the sky is something that has changed the entire trajectory of my life. That's why I'm standing here on this stage with you. So as I started taking those flight lessons, of course, the question kept coming up, as I've received from many of you in this room, how are you related to Amelia Earhart? I wanted to know too, so I called up Mom and Dad, which they had already gotten divorced at this point, so they weren't exactly on the same team about the name. But they said, you've got this distant common ancestry, but you need to look further into it. So I hired a genealogist. I hired someone in Boulder, Colorado, who would look into my family history. And after a couple weeks, she came back to me with a report. She said, Amelia, good news. You and the first Amelia share a distant common ancestry traced back to the 1700s. And you and Amelia's family, way back when, lived in adjacent counties right near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She said, however, with this $500 report, we can't exactly get you all the way to the pinpoint connection. So if you want to know exactly how you're related, it'll be about $3,500. That was like a whole year of my life at that point. There was no way I could put $3,500 towards this research. So I asked her, ma'am, are you sure I'm safe to say I'm related to Amelia Earhart? And she said, yep. And when you're ready for more, you just come on back. So it bolstered me, you guys. I went out into the world saying, my name is Amelia Earhart, and I'm about to fly around the world someday. No one believed me. In fact, my first flight instructor basically laughed me in the face when I said that was my eventual goal. But I did get there. Through the private license, the instrument rating, continuing on to get my commercial license eventually, I would sit down at my kitchen table in my tiny little one-bedroom apartment in Denver, Colorado, and I would start to secretly map out what it would take to piece together a 28,000-mile flight around the equator. And no, I did not have an airplane to start with. I would need to find one for myself. So, along this same point in my life, all sorts of exciting stuff was happening. You guys, I got a call from the Air Force Academy. I got to fly with the Thunderbirds. We flew inverted over Pikes Peak, pulled 9Gs multiple times, and I was crying because they put my name on the plane. Incredible. Around this same point in my life, I found myself on a helipad quite often because I was hired by a local radio station and television station in Denver, Colorado, to take to the skies as a traffic reporter. So a lot of days I was actually up in the air with my flight lessons and time in the helicopter with that split shift more than I was down on the ground, and I loved it. Soaking up every bit of air traffic control information that I could, learning airspace, and just learning how to be around pilots, which is a skill in and of itself. So here I am getting ready to try to figure out how to actually do it. And the first thing I needed was an airplane, of course. So I got on my 9 News NBC email address and I wrote to the marketing team at Pilatus headquarters. Now for the kids in the room, listen up. This is one of those crazy ideas that you may want to try for yourself one day. And the people who are those decision makers are actually in this room today, so listen up. I wrote to the marketing team at Pilatus Aircraft and I said, hi there, my name is Amelia Earhart, and I would like to talk to you about an exciting aviation opportunity. And I think they were just curious enough to say yes. So I got that meeting, and when I walked into that room, I knew the very first question that I would be asked was, do you even know how to fly a perfect Pilatus PC-12NG? Because I had anticipated that, and I wanted to walk in prepared with that pilot in command, strong sense of agency, I had taken myself to flight safety. I put that on a credit card, and when I walked into that room, I was a certified Pilatus PC-12NG pilot. And at that point, they looked back at me and thought, oh boy, she's obsessed with us. We're never going to get rid of this one. But after a long stretch of meeting after meeting after meeting, I raised close to $2 million with 28 different corporate and nonprofit partners providing the aircraft, the fuel services, security, hotels, money, information, everything we would need to circumnavigate the globe. And this was my co-pilot on that journey. Lots of people kind of look at me and go, oh, big deal. You flew around the world, but you had a co-pilot with you. You know what I like to say when I get that response? I look them right in the eye and I say, tell me about your last flight around the world. Shut them up every time because complex missions require teamwork, and 2 brains inside that plane was going to be a lot better than 1. So it was right around 2014 when I'm planning for this trip. I'm working on the news. I've got the plane ready to go. I've got this wild, audacious plan, this distant relative of Amelia Earhart about to recreate the flight of the 1937 shrimp that Amelia attempted. And leading up to the journey, I got a very important phone call, and that was from the Today Show. They said, Amelia, we want to fly you out to New York City, and we're going to talk to you about your upcoming flight around the world. And I said, oh, absolutely, let's go. So I get out there first thing in the morning, and because, remember, I'm working on the local NBC affiliate, my TV station in Denver, it was kind of a fun connection. So I get out there and we answer all the questions. Where will you go? What inspired you about Amelia? Tell us about the scholarships you'll provide, all of it. The interview went fantastic. And at the end, Natalie asked me, she said, how are you related to Amelia Earhart? And on national television, I told the story that I have told thousands of times before. I said, well, my family shares a distant common ancestry traced back to the 1700s. And we lived in adjacent counties near Pennsylvania and on. And she said, well, great. We're all related somehow. Best of luck on your trip. And they whisked me off the couch. That's when everything changed. When I flew back to Denver, middle seat, back row, United flight, I experienced major turbulence. This was not turbulence from the convection over the Rocky Mountains or the usual bumps that we get. No, this turbulence actually came when I turned on my phone and I opened up my social media accounts. In fact, later that afternoon, I was reading messages like this: the real Amelia Earhart wouldn't want to share a name with someone like you. I thought, well, that's rude, but that's social media. I can handle it. But then I go on to read, I hope you crash into the ocean and die, just like the first Amelia. Can you imagine getting notes like that? But then finally, this last message really made me know that something was really off. And it said, you're a liar. You're a fraud, a fake. Change your name. I made a phone call to my television station because my boss had also called me, and I said, Mark, what is going on? He said, Amelia, we have a big problem here. We have reason to believe that after we showed your clip from the Today Show on our local TV station here in town, we have reason to believe that you have lied about your relation to Amelia Earhart. I said, what do you mean, Mark? I said, I'm telling the same information I've always told about this genealogical report. And he said, well, we received some new information. Go on. What happened was that one of my co-anchors at the television station where I worked, who calls himself an amateur genealogist, in his own time, without telling me, my family, or anyone involved, without telling the directors, the producers, the big bosses at the station, he looked right at the camera. And he said, well, I looked into it. Turns out she is in no way related to the first Amelia Earhart. She made the whole thing up. And he insinuated, once he went to social media, that I was using Amelia Earhart's name to get a free flight around the world. It was tough to soak in because I think everyone in this room knows you don't go through all of those ratings and learn how to fly these complex airplanes because someone is forcing you to do it or because it's not your passion. You have to want to be up there. And so in this moment, I was panicked. I thought, okay, we have new information coming in. This report says I'm not related to Amelia Earhart. What do I do? My boss says, you hire a new genealogist right now and figure this out. Because, and this is still ringing in my brain, he said, because you're embarrassing us. You never want to hear, you're embarrassing us from your boss. So I hunkered down. I found a new genealogist. In the meantime, I still had to be on television every single day reporting on the traffic and the weather. While I waited for that report, the excruciating couple weeks that went by, I finally got the phone call back from the new genealogist, and I was so excited to pick up, but then I heard the tone in his voice change. He said, Amelia, I am so sorry to tell you this. I tried as hard as I possibly could to connect you with a genealogical connection to the first Amelia Earhart. Unfortunately, I can't do that. He said, what probably happened is that first genealogist kind of saw you coming. You had the same last name, and yes, your family had that distant connection through Pennsylvania where your Earhart family and her Earhart family lived right next to each other in adjacent counties. He said, but she probably wanted to upsell you for more information, and if she would have kept going, she would have found that your family tree goes this direction, and Amelia's goes this direction, and never the two have crossed. Oh, I was gutted. I know deeply just how much Amelia Earhart means to everyone here in this community of Oklahoma Aerospace and Aviation and beyond, trust me. And I felt shame and embarrassment. Imagine if you were named after someone famous like this and you were going after the exact goal and you suddenly find out that you are wrong and you have to face it. So luckily in that dark, stormy time when I was stuck in my own cockpit with black clouds all around me and I could not see perspective, luckily, I did something that I want to encourage everyone in this room to do next time life gets turbulent, and that is to call up a mentor. Because I called up Tom. I said, Tom, what do I do? And he said, Amelia, from my perspective, I think if you make one slight heading change, you'll be able to keep that flight around the world together. I said, yeah, right, Tom. One heading change, what am I going to do? He said, Amelia, I think it's time you stop worrying about being related to Amelia Earhart and start relating to Amelia Earhart. Do you all know what I mean? When we choose to relate to one another, that means we start with what we have in common, not what our differences are. And going through this experience, calling up every single one of my partners and sponsors and having not a single one drop off the project is how I learned that the only plane that never experiences turbulence is the one that stays locked up in the hangar. Hangars are for protection. The skies are where you are tested. And when we take flight towards our goals and our biggest aspirations in this life, we need to be ready for not only the turbulence, but the headwinds. Those people, like my co-anchors, came right at me. He was a major headwind, and he tried to slow me down, but my inner fuel tank was big enough to keep going. I relied on my flight crew. When the crosswinds showed up and the social media comments were coming at me in every single direction, you're great, you're the worst, we hate you, we love you, it's hard to know what to listen to. But what do we do as pilots when we're trying to land in a crosswind? We crab that airplane right down towards the numbers. And I felt like I was crabbing my whole life towards this goal of circumnavigating the globe. And the reason I was willing to do it and able to do it was because of the tailwinds around me. The people in my life who energetically wanted to move in the same direction that my aircraft was headed. And so here at this special event, Oklahoma Women in Aviation and Aerospace 2025, I want to issue a major challenge. And this goes out to the teens and the adults in the room. Every single one of you, be a tailwind to one another. That's the whole point of this event. Move in the same direction, not against someone. And if you are acting as a headwind in someone else's life, question why you're doing that and how or willing you might be able to shift. So to finally wrap things up here, I want to tell you about the crux of that flight around the world. 14 countries, 18 days, so many hours in that aircraft, about 108.6 exactly in the Pilatus PC-12, with an additional 200-gallon auxiliary fuel tank in the back, which had never been done before. But that was what was able to get us out to Howland Island. Would anyone like to see what Howland Island looks like from above, where Amelia and Fred wanted to land in 1937? Probably the best picture I've ever taken in my life. Look at that! It's only 1.5 miles long and 1/2 mile wide, and that is what Amelia Earhart was attempting to find in the South Pacific Ocean in the Lockheed Electra 10E at only about 1,000 feet over the water. That is bravery. Now, when Amelia and Fred went missing, they left quite a legacy, and when someone asked Amelia before she left on her flight around the world, why are you doing all of this? And please hear me loud and clear in this room today, and Sandra, this one's for you. Amelia responded, and she said, so that women of tomorrow can fly tomorrow's planes. And that, being in that modern aircraft with all the technology so far from home on the other side of the planet, I was the most physically close person to Amelia and Fred in that moment, but I was also emotionally close to them. Because that's the point in the trip that I released all the anger that I had towards my co-anchor. I said, that was his problem, not mine. And I gave out close to $100,000 in flight training scholarships to girls all around the US who would go on to learn to fly. And that's what events like this are about today. So as I came in for that final approach in Oakland, California, after circumnavigating an entire planet, no squawks, by the way, major turbulence along the way, literal and metaphorical, but my mom and dad were waiting there, and I knew they were still arguing about my name. My dad said, "Do you know how hard it was to watch my daughter go around the globe as a little red dot on a website?" I said, "Yeah, I do, Dad." And my mom, on the other hand, was getting interviewed by NBC Nightly News going, "I taught her everything she knows." This picture here makes me incredibly proud because anytime you can put a photographer in that aggressive of a stance, you know you have succeeded in this life. And in the end, I want to remind you that those tailwinds, how we partner together to move forward towards aviation and aerospace goals, working together is what it's all about. And so here, I'm proud to announce right here on this helipad that I'm joining the search for Amelia Earhart with Nauticos. And Nauticos is the team. Thank you. They deserve a round of applause because I just joined this year as spokesperson and social media lead on the project, but they have radio data that shows us at 8 a.m. where Amelia was and a proximity of where she could have crashed and ditched the aircraft on the water, and we are going to find her. So as I wrap up today, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share my imperfect story of how I got into aviation and aerospace and how I found my way through. But more importantly, I want to remind you to be a tailwind to one another. And of course, remember, when life gets turbulent, the only plane that never experiences turbulence is the one that stays locked up in the hangar. Thank you so much. Blue skies.
That was amazing. You're awesome. Is that amazing? Be a tailwind. I love that. Oh, and fun fact, I was born on the same day as Lisa Marie Presley, and that's why my middle name is Marie. Now, it didn't inspire anything in my life, really, but just a fun fact I throw out there. True story. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Robin Hadfield, the president of the 99s. And she is going to accept the recognition of the 2025 Woman of the Year, Amelia Mary Earhart. Robin, please come to the stage.
The 2025 Oklahoma Woman of the Year is Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart, a pioneering American aviator, author, and women's rights activist known for breaking gender barriers in aviation. Born in Kansas, she became famous for setting numerous aviation records, including becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in 1932. She actively promoted women's roles in aviation and helped establish the 99s, an organization for female pilots.
All right, very good. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, Dawn, and thank you, everybody else, for being here today. Accepting the award for Amelia Earhart feels like being handed the controls of a historic aircraft. It's an honor and a humbling moment, and a reminder of the women who flew these skies long before any of us here even lifted off. Amelia wasn't just a record setter. She was a woman who refused to accept the limits that had been given to her. She stepped into a world that did not believe women should not fly. She went and she flew anyways, no matter what people had said to her. And then she held the door open so that others could follow her. And that act, more than any record, is the legacy that still lifts us. When Amelia and 25 other licensed women pilots gathered in 1929 to form the 99s, they weren't thinking about awards or history books. They were thinking about community. How do you help each other stay in the air? 99 women, almost every single licensed female pilot in the country. They came together and they founded an organization where women can learn from one another and they can support one another and they can show the world what women can accomplish when given wings. Nearly a century later, I stand here representing that same organization, now almost 8,000 women strong, spread across the continents in every type of cockpit you can imagine. Airline captains, military aviators, medevac, bush pilots, instructors, astronauts, students on their first solo, women building time, and women returning to flying after years of being away. We're like a constellation with one shared compass point, and that's that a belief women belong in the sky. So while I'm honored to receive the Women of the Year, Amelia Mary Earhart's recognition, I accept on behalf of every 99 whose dedication keeps this mission alive. I've watched our members lift off into higher than I've ever seen. I've seen student pilots earn their certificates because another 99 sat beside them and encouraged them through weather delays and tough landings. I've seen experienced pilots guide younger women into successful airline careers, and I've seen retired pilots return to general aviation because our community reminds them that they still belong in aviation. Our scholarships have changed lives, and they've opened up careers. Our museum team protects our history. Our chapter leaders build community, one meeting, one mentorship, and one compass rose at a time. We tend to think of Amelia as an icon, a legend. She was wonderfully human, though. She made mistakes, and she learned, she laughed easily, and she wanted women to take up space, to take risks, and to be seen. It's guided me, and it continues to guide the next generation dreaming their way into aviation. As president of the 99s, I have the privilege of witnessing thousands of women do exactly what Amelia urged, stepping forward and trying something bold, refusing the idea that certain skies are not meant for them. To everybody who supports our mission, our partners, donors, families, and the remarkable aviation community in Oklahoma, we thank you, and you remind us that lifting women in aviation lifts everybody. I'd like to take one more minute, and I'd like to have all of the 99s who are here and our staff, and if you're a female pilot, could you stand? I want to thank you because it's on behalf of all of you that I accept this award honoring Amelia Earhart. And thank you, Oklahoma, our home for over 3/4 of a century, where Amelia's legacy still continues. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Can we look that way real quick? Congrats. Oh, turning around. Okay, more awards, everybody. We're getting to the tail end here. We're getting to the tailwinds. It's now my pleasure to present the 2025 Pearl of the Year Award. Now, this is for the incredible contributions elevating women in aviation, aerospace, and defense through leadership, innovation, and pioneering achievements in their careers and communities. 2 women have given tirelessly over the past 9 years to this and beyond in their aviation careers to ensure that others rise in their careers and that aviation safety and the freedom to fly remains steadfast. Please put your hands together for Christy Slater of Wiley Post Airport and Alexis Higgins with Tulsa International Airport. Christy, please come up and let us celebrate you. Alexis could not be with us here today, so we're going to accept that award on her behalf. Here she comes, and he wants to face this way. Congratulations. This is a beautiful award here. All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. All right, very good.
She's just a girl and she's on fire.
All right.
Hotter than
Love
a
this
summer
song.
day.
It's now my honor to recognize 3 award winners for their respective achievements in a recognition ceremony presented by the Oklahoma Aerospace Foundation, Oklahoma Airport Operators Association, and the 99s chapter of Oklahoma. These, I need a drum roll or something. Come on, give me a drum roll, everybody. Thank you. These are your 2025 Oklahoma Women in Aviation and Aerospace Day Award winners. The 2025 Pearl Carter Scott General Aviation Award goes to Brandy Rector. Come on down,
Brandy Rector exemplifies the spirit of Oklahoma aviation through leadership and mentorship. A U.S. Marine Corps veteran and accomplished helicopter pilot, she co-founded Semperfly Helicopters, a Norman-based Part 141 flight school, authorized Bell Training Center known for safety and quality.
Coming? Yeah. We need an eVTOL to fly people to the stage. Brandy here.
She's
Here
coming.
she comes. Here she comes. Okay. And Brandy, I hope you've been lifting weights. This weighs about 20 pounds, I think. Congratulations. Yes. All right, let's move over here a little bit. All right. All right. Next, the 2025 Dr. Shannon Lucid Aerospace Industry Award goes to Leisha Pearson.
Leisha Pearson has led the Aerospace Economic Services ACES office since its creation in 2018. Leisha navigates complex government incentives and leads state delegation to trade shows, making Oklahoma a premier destination for aerospace business. Her dedication to growing Oklahoma's economy and the aerospace sector makes her a deserving honoree.
Congratulations. All right. And the 2025 Geraldine Cobb Military Aviation Award goes to Izzy Kearney.
Izzy Kearney exemplifies the courage and determination that mirrors Jerry Cobb's legacy. As Director of Operations for an Air Force Reserve Aircraft Maintenance Squadron and a dedicated pilot pursuing her commercial rating, Izzy overcame a critical engine failure, using the experience to inspire the aviation community. She serves as the chairman of the Board of Trustees for the 99s Museum of Women Pilots, promoting the history and achievements of women in aviation.
All right, now we are going to please welcome Jeff Mulder, Director of Airports, Oklahoma City Airport Trust, and Grayson Arties, Executive Director of Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics. Here they come. Top Gun. Woo!
Well, Grayson, I don't know if you're on your way up here, but I'll get started. Hey, I'm here just to say thank you for everybody that came out today and just to highlight the ecosystem that we have here in Oklahoma that makes all this happen. We've talked about the state, we've talked about the Aeronautics Commission, we've talked about our private companies, the educational system that we have. All of it is just critical to making sure this industry thrives in the state. And I just want to encourage all of you, especially the young people that are here, of the opportunities that you had. So many of us, myself included, who have been involved in aviation for a very long time, none of this was around when I was growing up and going to school and learning to fly. And Oklahoma offers such great opportunities and gives you a career path. So please take advantage of that. Obviously, the fact you're here today really says a lot, but we encourage you all to continue your path, and it's critical to our state. And just wanted to say thank you for being here and for the support everybody's provided. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Grayson.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you again to everybody that made this event possible. Thank you to AAR for hosting us. I know as a state government official, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but you are my favorite third-party MRO provider. So let's give AAR a round of applause for everything they've done to keep us flying safe across the country. I used to know what airlines you served, but I've since lost that information in my head. Obviously, Alaska going in here, that's going to be truly amazing. This facility would not be possible without the leadership of the lawmakers that you've heard today, the PREP funds, the Preserving Rural Economic Prosperity funds that went into this hangar, the partnership we have with Jeff and his team at the Oklahoma City Airport Trust, with AAR believing in Oklahoma. And again, as I echoed in my introductory remarks, we wouldn't be here without all the students. The students are what drive this event. But more importantly, what really drives this event, and I think you've probably heard it, is this one individual right here in Sandra Shelton. So, Sandra Shelton, if you would please join me on stage. And on behalf of the OGAA team and our volunteer, not volunteers, but volunteer, I think we know the one we're talking about back there, we'd like to present you with some hard-earned flowers for all of your hours of work. Come on, Sandra. All of your hard-earned work and time and effort and energy.
There we go. Let's make some noise.
Where are we going? Where are we going? You've been on stage twice now. I don't think you've said anything, so we're not going to let that happen a third time.
I just want to thank everyone that's here today. In 2017, a chubby girl went into the state capitol and said, I met Pearl Carter Scott while I was working there, and I wanted to put a memory to her name because she meant so much to me. I was not a pilot. I knew nothing about aviation. And God always knows, doesn't he? Because I went to our director at the time and I said, I'd like to put women in aviation and Aerospace Day in state law. He said, it'll never happen, but you're welcome to try. The governor at the time was Mary Fallon, and she was a student pilot, and she signed that into law. Oklahoma became first in the nation to do so. Christy Slater and Alexis Higgins said, let's have a celebration. So we raised a little bit of money, and we had 120 people at Atlantic Aviation, and we had biscuits and gravy. Today, there's 1,300 people here, and we are so proud that we were able to bring this event to you, but it took over 100 hands from students from Metro Tech. Usually the National Guard is with us. I just want to thank each and every one of you for supporting and giving your time today to such an important thing, and I know that Pearl is smiling from above, and she's looking at our pearls today. Thank you.
Wonderfully said, Sandra, wonderfully said. Well, not to belabor the process, but I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you again to all of our sponsors that made today an invaluable operation. Thank you to my commissioners and board members. I don't know if we have 5, but I see you all separated, so no open meeting act issues there. We got a couple laughs from some state government lackeys there. Thank you again to everybody that set up for this amazing event. Thank you for participating. Thank you for coming here. As you heard Tom mention, January 28th, we're going to be right back here to cut the official ribbon. I would invite each and every one of you to come back for that monumental occasion. We're going to open up this hangar officially. We're going to cut the ribbon on this big investment, this beautiful investment in this hangar, the largest, newest hangar that the state of Oklahoma has built probably in the last 20 years. So I think we're ready for some students.
I think we are. I just want
right.
to say one last thing before we go.
Go for it.
The senator's not here, but he said he was in the Navy. I know. How about other Navy people are here? Anybody else former Navy? All right, thank you for your service. So the Navy has this great saying, it's fair winds and following seas. After today's event, I have a new one. It's tail winds and following skies.
There we go.
That's what this is all about.
All
so,
right. Something
yes.
to add to the repertoire.
All right, so let's get to those high school students. I hear this is a tradition. Go ahead, voice of God.
It's the voice of the flying circus, but I'll take that. Join us in celebrating the AOPA Choose Aerospace and Career Tech schools that are represented with us here today. And we're going to make a lot of noise in here because we're going to encourage all of these students for their future in aviation. Let's start off with Ada High School.
Let's go. Where are you? Stand up. All right.
All right. Not to be outdone, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bing High School.
Make some noise.
All right, Bing, where you at? All right, we're going to move on to Miami High School. And now, Cristo Rey, Oklahoma City Catholic High School. Deer Creek High School. Kingston. Where you at? Durant High School. Hilldale.
All right.
Kingfisher High School. Moving on to Jinx. Now we've got a game going. All right, Indiahoma High School. Ketchum High School. There we go. All right, Mustang High School, let's have it.
All right, there they are, standing up. Woo!
There we go. All right, Newcastle, it's up to you. Oklahoma State University Women in Aviation. We've already heard from Mustang. Southmore, where you at? There we go. Pryor, let's hear you. Okay, let's hear it for Putnam City Aviation. Silo High School. All right, some of you schools are going to have to team up. The University of Oklahoma Women in Aviation. Union High School. Goodness. Weatherford High School.
Woo-hoo.
The Putnam City JROTC. Wilson High School. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's program. What we still have going on, we have t-shirts in the front. Amelia Rose Earhart is still back here signing copies of her book. And the world's smallest jet, the FLS Microjet, is over in the hangar. You can go there and meet the pilot of that jet, Mr. Justin Lewis, Lieutenant Colonel retired. The guy has flown the A-10 Warthog, the F-14 Tomcat, and some other boring planes I'm not going to tell you about. Ask him about it. He'll tell you all about it. He loves to talk. So get back there and meet Lieutenant Colonel Justin Lewis back in the hangar and see the world's smallest jet.